Now, hero, leader, legend, Axel. I am, of course, talking about the great Anthony Foley.
But for Orla Foley, he is simply just the best big brother anyone could ask for, and she joins us now. Good morning to you, Orla.
Good morning.
I have some wonderful memories of Anthony Foley, both on and off the pitch, and as you just said, legend, leader, but as a brother, like what was he like?
He was just a big brother. I adored him. I remember my earliest memories are following him around in a tractor in our home in Maru, and I literally probably didn't stop following him till the day he died. You know, and as you know, he was very quiet and shy and humble, but full of mischief, twinkle in the eye. You know,
No doubt about that.
He was an amazing father, brother, friend. You know, teammate. He was very loyal. He was very inspiring. He was very capable. You know, he could just put his mind and do anything. Like, he had amazing skills. You know, not just rugby. Everyone knows him as a rugby player. He was a great hurler, and you know, we studied together. And when we were learning skills, he was just like a robot. He'd learn everything perfect. One show, it was amazing.
My memory as well is as an older brother. He kind of was like an older brother to his team.
Yeah.
You know, and as you said, he was quite quiet, but the way he led, you know, he just, a simple thing, put an arm over your shoulder or just give you a simple whisper in the ear, you know, and those are the wonderful memories, I'm sure, that like the players and his teammates had, but I'm sure for a family, you know, that's something that, you know, those little moments are what's so special.
He just, the little things, you know, he was big onto having parties and having us around and birthdays, and
look at you.
He was very kind and very about family, very simple. He didn't want fancy things, fancy meals, fancy here or anything. He just liked to have his friends and family around and have loads of fun, and particularly when the boys were born, he just celebrated every moment and everything. Before the boys were born, like, I'm a physio like your mum, Anthony used to ring me and tell me when he could see me. And then all of a sudden it became about, okay, the boys hurt their elbow or their ankle, can you treat them, and when can you do it, and I'll get them there as quick as... And his priorities totally changed.
Okay.
And that really covered him as a father. He just really embraced it. And as a sister, you know, sorry to say this, Tommy, but sports people at your level can be a little bit selfish and driven.
Have to be, yeah.
You know, because you have to focus, and it can be about your journey. But then, and it probably happened to you when you became a father, it becomes about your boys and your kids and what you can do for them. And it was lovely to see that as a sister, because I think you really become a man when you become a father.
No doubt.
You know,
to see these elite athletes kind of realise, oh, there's something beyond me. We're saying that with all the respect in the world, but it is an amazing thing to see. And I know that we've seen now, because sitting here in front of you, you know, I can hear Anthony. Do you know? No, it's amazing because you're so alike. And then Tony and Dan, his children, my God, like, they're following in his footsteps. They look like him. They're playing for St. Munchin's.
They've the same shrug of the shoulder.
Do they? Like, what's it like seeing them kind of evolve into him?
Well, they're evolving out of him.
Yeah, exactly.
They really are. They're both beautiful, unique, individual guys that their dad would be very proud of. You know, they're going to have their own path. But it's funny when you see you catch the little glimmers and you catch the little things and you see the isms, and you also see their wonderful mum as well. And they're just
Olive,
They're, you know, it's great. Like, I always say, Olive and the boys are Anthony's biggest achievement. Like, we've been left with a great gift. We may have been tragically cut short of having him in our lives now, but we have Olive and the beautiful boys, you know, and it's great.
And Olive, you know, I still talk to a lot of the guys, and they would touch base with Olive. She's still really involved in the rugby community and the boys as well. Like, how good have the rugby community been for you as a family?
Oh, they've just been amazing from the very off, Tommy. As you saw when you were down for the funeral, the level of support, the organisation. And it wasn't just the rugby community, it was our community, as Irish people as a whole. Like, we're an amazing nation. When people are in need or in suffering, people go that extra mile and really help us. Like, the rugby family, they've done everything. Like, you've seen the Maoris bring the jersey. That was just the figure of 8, the launching of Alone You Stand, like, Barry Murphy's amazing tribute song at the Aviva at half-time. And for the Irish team to actually go and have a great win to really help our launch.
This is well. Let's talk about this. When you mentioned the figure of 8 there, that's an iconic sporting moment now. And all for Anthony, that was his number. But this is the rugby community have come together, and of course, Anthony would have played with Barry Murphy, and Barry Murphy is in Hermitage Green now, and he's got a new song. It's called "Alone You Stand," and this is for your brother Axel. Launched, as you mentioned, at half-time with the New Zealand match at the Autumn Internationals. Let's take a quick look at it right now.
You mean so much to me, but the words are hard to speak. Took a dream and made it real. If you see, then you can be. Our world was torn apart, but I'll hold you in my heart until I see your face again. I will miss you, my dear friend.
Yeah, I watched that video for the first time last night and found it so emotional. Do you know, looking back at some of the memories of some of the incredible performances and wins that Anthony had in an Ireland jersey and a Munster jersey, but what really hit, you know, the shots of him with his 2 kids, you know, just pulls at the heartstrings. And for Barry to do that song, you know, and to try and raise money for much needed funds as well. I mean, did he tell you that he was going to do the song?
Oh, poor Barry called about an hour after we heard about Anthony had died. So Anthony wasn't even cold, and I was asking Barry to write a song in memory of Anthony. Yeah. So every time I'd meet Barry in the subsequent years, I'd say, "How's the song coming on?" And he was like, "Nothing. I'm just can't write. You know, just total." Can't go there, and I'd keep asking, and then I stopped asking, and I went off on my Wildways fundraiser cycle.
Yeah.
And he wrote the first half of the song for Anthony's 4th anniversary last year, and he kindly donated it to my fundraiser. But Barry, being an artist, said it wasn't. I thought it was perfect, and then he worked on it for the year, and he came up with this amazing, complete song. And I actually get now why he thought it wasn't complete, because it's so raw, it's so vulnerable. It's like reading his diary. I think it's the bravest thing he's ever done.
Really?
It's so beautiful, and it really goes there, and you can tell how much their relationship, you know, their relationship together, like, and how hard it must have been for him to write this. For the family to listen to it as well must have been hard, but also beautiful. And it's all donated to a charity that you're fundraising for all the time, Orla.
Yeah, it's been amazing for me, and even my mum, who's not into music. She loves the song. You know, it's beautiful. It's like, it moves you. You can feel all our sorrow, all our grief in it, yet you can feel all the love. And it is, as one of the guys that heard it said, it's a love song. You know, it really is. It's a romance song. You know, it's just how much Anthony meant to Barry, and he didn't hold back. And from the bottom of my heart, I'm eternally grateful for Barry writing such a wonderful tribute song.
I think you'll see that as well, that the Munster team, even for that match after what happened to Anthony as well, and just the impact that he had on all those players. And I think a lot of those players will look at the lyrics, listen to the lyrics of that, and it'll touch them all. Can I ask you, Orla, about your own fundraising that you're doing as well? Because you've had a pretty busy year.
I've had a very busy year. Thanks to the lockdowns and the current world, I was inspired to cycle the Wild Atlantic Way because I had all these free weekends.
Of course, yeah.
So off I went, and I took off October 2020, and I was about to start in Kinsale, and they locked us down. So I cycled
back to your county.
I cycled Clare. Well, and off I went, and then when we could cycle again, I cycled Clare again in May, because it took that long before I could get going again.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I could get off in May, as soon as we could get to Cork, and I may as well have been going to the moon. It was so exciting to be able to get to Kinsale in May and head off, and in our little wee caravan, and it was just absolutely like the first night I went out and I saw the stars, and I literally thought there was like 40 UFOs moving across the sky.
Beautiful.
And thanks to Google, my childhood of going, what is that, was totally taken away, because it was Elon Musk's satellites.
All right,
Yeah.
great.
So
no
I didn't-
wonderment anymore.
No, so then the wonderment was gone, but then the rest of the trip was amazing. Like, we've so many sites, Neolithic sites around the country. The people were amazing.
Yeah.
Every beach, like literally from Cork all the way up to Muff in Donegal. You think you found your next favourite place, and you turn the next corner, and it's like, oh my God, this is my favourite place.
Amazing.
Beautiful.
It's
And I know you went to some of Anthony's favourite places, and this was all for Cry. This is the
This is all
you're,
for Cry.
you're raising money for a few people: Cry Ireland, the Midwestern Cancer Foundation, and the Carrie Foundation.
Yeah,
but Cry
I
have helped you
cycled
a lot.
3,000 kilometres, particularly for all the charities.
Yeah.
And everything was to really thank the charities. Like Cry really helped our family. They helped screen us and set our minds at ease. So
You
that,
all got checked after what happened,
yeah,
Anthony.
for sudden cardiac death that Anthony died of.
Yeah.
Make sure none of us were vulnerable and at risk. And that's what they do for free. And they have now launched a helpline to help families in the early stages of grief, and they have that support line just launched this month,
That's
which is great.
1800 714 080. We'll have all of the details on screen, and you could be able to find them online. And you wanted to raise as much money for them as you could.
Absolutely, and we've over 28,000 raised so far,
Wow.
so we're
Orla,
delighted.
Congratulations. Listen, thank you so much, and fair play for all the work you're doing. And of course to Barry Murphy for his song Alone You Stand too. Listen, thank you so much for coming. It's been great to chat to you.
It is lovely to chat to you. It's like hearing him, isn't it? It really is. You sound so like Anthony. It's amazing. Coming up, Orla, thank you so much. And coming up next, we'll be revealing the winner of our Christmas dinner disaster. Stay with us. We'll talk to you very shortly.